Hey guys, Mark Osborne, g'day. Bill, hello. I've got 3 there. You'll come back for a second lot. Gosh, I already went live once today. I'm done. I'm stuffed. Like, really. It's hot. We need to have a bit of a look at stuff. There's lots to look at. See what's happening. Now we're back to 2. It's Bill and Mark Osborne. I was in town today. Went into Grafton for a bit. And had to go into Coffs too, which is 80 kilometres south. Pick something up which wasn't ready, which is a pain in the... So that'll be right for next time. I have to go in again on Friday, which is a nuisance. Anyway, that's what happened. Now we're back to 1. It's not doing well. I'm back to 4 now. How cool's that? There's Bill. Bill's probably the only 1. So here we are. We're back in the shed. This place is quite a little bit cleaner than last time you saw it. This Howard's still here. It's got problems. I think it's carburetor problems. Go create. G'day, Nigel. Hey, James. Second time in a day. Mark Osborne's not here. So the poor old Howard, it all happened today. Gosh. It's got carburetor problems. It won't run when it's hot, and it won't run with any throttle on it for any period of time. It seems to be starving for fuel. I reckon it's got a blocked jet or something. We need to pull the carby off and rebuild it, but it's a Howard carby, not an Amel or anything like that. It's an actual Howard carby, so we need to find some information on that. I don't think there's much to it. It's just a matter of cleaning and adjusting it, I think. I think a kit as such is not existent. So that's what we did. Oh gosh, I guess we start today anyway and work backwards. I'm done. I had a big day. I gotta leave on the tractor. No, I probably won't. I can sit down over here in the buffer. We went in and freed up a steamroller today. A bit of a job. But not as difficult as we might have expected, so we got a lot done. We got in there about 8 o'clock and didn't really get much done before about 8:30. But we jacked each corner up and freed all the wheels up and took the drive pins out, or one drive pin that was remaining and a green frog out of the other one. And, oh my gosh, cut a couple of welds, about only 2 welds on it, mechanically on the steering. Cut the 2 welds and eventually made the steering work. So we have steering and we have 4 wheels that roll, so it's movable. With that Howard and pusher bar, it's movable for sure. So in the end, we put the fence back up and went to the pub for lunch. I went into Grafton to buy new keys and locks and things for this shed, which I've got. Sort of. Got some of. At some point I'll fit them. It didn't happen tonight. Morning, Mats. Missed a live stream last night, my time. So, anyway, that's done. That was today's job. I was going to go to work, and then there's not a lot to do at work because it's a maintenance week anyway. And I'm nearly caught up with maintenance. The jobs that I was going to do, I've sort of done. I've got a mess to clean up tomorrow, and then I might have Friday off, or I might go to work on Friday. We'll see how I'm feeling. Friday afternoon, I'll probably go in and pick up the rest of these keys and things because they're all restricted system. And it's all a bit complicated, and there's paperwork and stuff, and there's times, and anyway, we'll get that sorted. But the live stream that Matt was talking about last night was up on my channel about 11 o'clock this morning, something like that, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I don't know when it went up. We were at the roller, found the serial number. Raymond pointed out that there was a serial number in the video. Thank you. Missed that completely. But 10251, I think, is the number. And I'll have to get on to Lincolnshire Archives and work out exactly a build sheet and stuff for that, and what it was and how it works. Well, yeah, it was stuck. Like, it was seized solid. We had the pipe wrench on it, and we had crowbars on it and all sorts of things, just to get it free and cut the welds and stuff. It needs a new weld and steering shaft, I think, or column. The steering rod needs work, and apart from that, it's probably pretty good. There is no green roller. It's not coming home for another month. We've got another, the 6th or the 7th of February, it's coming into this part of the shed here where it's blank. If we can get everything away. Anyway, I've seen enough of the green roller for a bit. It's only a little fella compared to mine. It's quite a bit bigger roller than the little old green one. It's only an 8-tonner. It's an Aveling and Porter, so it's a bit lightweight anyway to start with. But it'll come into the shed here, and eventually outside over there there'll be a shed for it, specially built, so we don't have to have it in the shed here. But when that's going to happen, I don't know. It'll be the next 3 months. The boys went up to Low Anna, which is the next station up the road, or 2 stations up the road, up the line, up the mountain, earlier in the week, and picked up this awesome workbench. So we've got a decent workbench. It needs a new top on it because the tin on it's sort of all buckled up, and it's only tacked in about 3 spots, and it had that piece of yellow tongue flooring screwed or bolted onto it with a lot of odd bolts. I'm going to chop that up and put it in the bin, and I think we'll get 2 sheets of plywood and bolt together on this nicely, and have a decent big solid workbench after we cut the tin off, and might even get a coat of paint and a clean up. We'll see how that goes. Hey Chirpy. So, this is good because there's sort of room, I think there's sort of room to put this engine crane under it, and there's room for the trestles, and we could fold the trestles up and hang them on the wall, which is probably what's going to happen. There's room for air compressor, and the basket off the roller's under there at the moment. I don't know if it's going to stay there, but it gets everything out of the way or covered up or whatever. Mark Shed Talk for day. Anyway, if you want to hear more about the green steamroller, I'll probably be on Discord for a bit live after this stream, and we'll have a talk about it then for a bit, but it won't be late because I'm staffed and I've got work tomorrow. Anyway, let's have a look about this week. This week I've been at work Monday and Tuesday. The big repair job that I was going to do got taken off my hands and someone else is going to do it. Pretty happy with that. I've just got to go to work tomorrow and clean up all the mess. I've done a few other jobs. Monday and Tuesday were pretty hard work. And today I had off and went and helped mess around with the roller. So that's what happened there. Tomorrow's Thursday and hopefully it's payday too. It'd be very nice to have some money back in the bank. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm done. So anyway, go back before this week, the weekend, Saturday. The boys, and I'm not going to take any credit for this because I'm a little bit impressed, to be honest. Ken and Dan were here. I take back all I ever said about them. And they dragged this out. You'll notice in a different spot. Dragged this out and cleaned it, and we dragged it back in. It's much shinier and cleaner than it was, which is really good. We're back to having a black steamroller rather than a dirty black steamroller. It's quite a lot cleaner than it was. So no yawning. Sorry, I've had a big week. So this could do with some brass polishing and needs injector pulling off it and a few jobs like that. I'll get in and do some of these things in the next few days. At some point, probably Saturday's jobs. Get this cleaned up. We've cleaned all the bunker out, mud hole doors out of it, and footplate plate is also out of it. Use the best part of a bottle of the degreaser. That's the best degreaser. Nothing even comes close. This is made in Queensland. Sierra 6000. This is good stuff. Don't even mess with anything else. This is the best. This will pull steam off. It's made in Geebung in Queensland. Good stuff. Plates are all clean and stuff on the back head, I think, some of them. That one in there is still a bit dirty behind the gauge glass. The gauge glass needs to be replaced at some point. We'll see how that goes. Now, I've had the electrolysis bath going. We'll have a look at that. I like to think it's made a difference. I don't know. I've just pulled this out of here. I think it's quite a lot cleaner. There's a lot of chunky stuff come out of it. This is going to go crash, so if anyone wearing headphones, I'm sorry. But I think it's sort of pulled a lot of rust and stuff out of the bore here and out of here. Now, whether it's pulled any rust out of the back of here, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to see if we can set it up so that the current's between there and the back face in there, so it does pull it out of there. When it goes back in, we'll see what we can get out of the inside here. I'm not real hopeful. But I think it's a lot cleaner than it was, and it'll go back in for a bit. There was a lot of this sort of stuff come out, which can't be good. Anyway, that's my Bayer Peacock engine, and we're working on that. It's a bit of a job. Getting there. There's a message from Mrs. Shed Talk. I'll reply to it in a minute when we're done live stream. Been doing a bit of pattern making, because now we're going to set up the workshop, we can do some decent pattern making. It's all in shadow. Let's try that. So This is a couple of castings on a match plate. I've got a tube of plastic bond filler somewhere. I was going to fill these screw holes up here on the sprue on each side. I've moved it somewhere in the last couple of days. I've got no idea where it is. But this job here, we'll move over here. There's another match plate there for the next job. I think I'm going to go with match plates a bit now, because it makes a nice job and everything looks a little bit easier. I don't know. We'll get over here. There's the body off that valve. And the valve itself, the plug was here somewhere. I don't know where it went, because we're having that sort of a day and I can't find anything, but I'm probably just tired. No idea where it went. It was just here. Anyway, it's loose in here and it's been lapped and it's pulled it too far through and it's not real good. Anyway, the answer is match plate with a new one, with the plates and everything. Sorry, just texting. Anyway, that's another job that I'm working on. There's my lunch. Hasn't happened yet. It's probably another thing that I could sort out. Now, there's a box of bits here, right? And this is going to be, I've been TIG welding a bit, as evidenced by the bits of tin over there at the TIG welder that have actually got some of them. Sorry, I just answered a message. So, got a bit of tin here somewhere. Yeah, I've been messing with the TIG welder off and on. This is the last bit of a job. My New Year's resolution, of course, we'll put this up here, is to get back up to TIG welding as sort of where we need to be. And this is really ugly, but I've been messing around with it, and we've got a reasonable weld if it was straight and you could see what you were doing. Some of these are pretty good. A few things that I've got to really reconsider and take time on. One of them is hot starts, melting properly before you start the weld. And the other one really is messing around trying to get the TIG welder to feed, TIG wire, or getting filler rod to feed at the right angle. But yeah, there are welds there. It's a bit ugly, but there we go. So I'm messing with that. And the outcome should be, maybe one day, when I've got everything else done, is that I want to build Jeremy Schmidt's belt grinder, right? The shopping list. I think I went through and ticked all these boxes of things that I've actually got. Some of this flat bar I haven't got yet. I think I've got most of the bolts and nuts and handles and wheels and things. And some of the offcuts and tube. I think I've got a piece of that over there. I don't know if it's long enough. I notice there's a piece of 50 by 50 by 3 square tube, 850 long. Don't know if it's long enough. I know I was keeping it for something. It's down there and it's only about 550 long, so that's not going to be any good. We're going to have to find another bit of that. So basically it's a matter of digging around and getting the bits cut and sand tool, pick them up somewhere. All these bits, a lot of these bits are laser cut, like so. Hey, chap, you're right. If you just cast it, that might work too. Anyway, I've got all these bits. They're just a matter of welding them all together. There's a big box of bits there, all the plates, and the book, the templates, all these pieces are there, as far as I know. And it's all step by step, so it'd make a really good project and be a very, very good grinder, I think. An excellent grinder. Every job I do, I think I need one of these. I wish I had one of these, but I don't. So we're going to work on that for the next little while. So there's the box of bits. I was going to go through it and see what still needs to be got. A lot of little bits, a lot of fancy bits, small bits, bits like this. Anyway, they're all there, mostly, I think. There's still a few bits we need. And the springs and handles and nuts and bolts and things are mostly all there. So we nearly got all the bits. That sounds very nice, chap. Yours will probably be better than mine, but anyway. So it's a matter of putting all this together and cleaning it up and whatever else and so on and whatnot. We'll get there. But expect over the next few months to see a little bit of progress on this as we go. If the weather cooled down, it'd be much easier to weld, but we'll get some stuff done. I think the bits we need are the bits we don't have right at the start. So I'm going to have to chase up some bits. Probably going to go to Queensland at some point and chase them up because I know where I can buy them up there. I don't know anyone down here who'll sell short bits. But 8 by 150, piece of 8 by 50, piece of 8 by 40, piece of 3 by 40, 5 by 20. I don't know which bits I haven't got. I don't think I've got, this is probably more of it. A lot of bits were laser cut. 2 bits 8 by 40 I haven't got. 2 bits 8 by 50. Two bits 8 by 50 like that. And 1 bit 8 by 50 like that. So there's a few bits RHS and stuff that I haven't got. But it's probably minimal, and it probably cost me another $50 or something to get all the bits and start welding it up. First step, I think, is got table bits and all that. All those bits are cut out, those bits are cut out. Most of these bits are cut out. First step is to make up this square frame, just lie it on the piece of box or piece of solid. I've got a piece of solid there, I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I think it's probably pretty heavy. 40mm square bar, I've got some of that there. I think it's inch and a half maybe, it could be 40mm. There's 2 bits of that there, the right length for that. And we can tack this up to slide up and down on it, I hope. And put legs on it. That should all be fairly doable. And put place for handles and then another piece on the back. And then all the fancy stuff starts. Anyway, that's a project, and we need another project. It's one of those things that I'd like. I think it'd be very useful. Hey, Stuart. Anyway, that's going on. I'd like very much to get that cylinder freed up. I don't know when that's going to happen or how. I think we've made some progress with it, but I'm going to stick it back in the electrolysis bath for another couple of days and see what we can find out. See if I can get at least some of this rust out of here. It's certainly a lot better than it was. It's still quite badly pitted in here. We're going to have to machine this out and put new bronze plate in here, or cast iron plate, I think, because that's terrible. This is down about 6 or 8mm here on the corner. We're going to have a bit of blow by. And we've still got to get this cover off this cylinder, right? And the piston out. If we can do that and get the piston off the top, then we can start thinking about re-sleeving this and putting it back together. But it's a long game on that one, I think. Very much so. It's not a very big engine, but it's a job. This one's got no progress. That's Stuart Mackey's engine. We haven't done anything with that. I guess there's jobs to do, but it really just needs pulling down and cleaning and go to paint and find somewhere to set it up outside. Anyway, that's the things I've been doing. What else have I done? I put a light up in here. So we've got a light in here and removed this workbench that was over here, in here. So we've got this set up in here. That very dark, old-fashioned, terrible cabinet in there could probably do with a coat of paint too. If someone feels charitable, comes and gives me a hand, or if I get time, I'd paint that. But I've done this one. Looks good. It's grey. It's not terrible. It's got junk inside it pretty much. Projects and things in this side. I'd like to be mural or frieze or something on here, I don't know. At some point, I'm a bit grey's a bit boring. But it does bring a bit of light into this room if we step back and have a look. It's much nicer to have this here than that one. And this one, and then you don't even notice the one in the back there. Chimneys there for a coat of paint and a polish. It is only one shade, Bill, and I'm disappointed about that. But anyway, that's what you get. Chimneys there, duck boards there, running boards there. You probably could very nicely chirp. So the door's out, so that can't go back on. An engine with belly tanks must be a real pain in the ass because you can't really. Pumps there, you can see that. There we go. It's a little Chinese 4-stroke pump. It's very good actually. This wants to scrub down the coat of paint again and to polish the top, all that stuff before it goes back on. Do that. We'll talk about that in a minute. This running board could go back on, I guess, but the door's still out, and I think the door will be out till the boiler inspector comes. I don't know. We'll leave the door out for a bit. This toolbox here was donated by a member. Thanks, Ken. It's full of junk. But the... what's that doing over there? Seriously, there's a new steel rule I bought today, right, because I needed one. Look at this. Brand new Toledo steel rule. When I was at the industrial surprise, I bought that. And it's over there lost. Anyway, I'm going to hang that up. Not even going to take the packet off it. Anyway, we'll get back to this. Ken donated this White International box. It's not a bad box. It's seen better days, and the lid was off it and on the ground beside it. So I've done a bit of a job on that. It's a light there, which works, but I don't know how effective it is. So it's dark over here in the corner. I pop riveted the back on and put the spacers back in it, which is good. That's another job that we've done. So now the top sits up on the toolbox, which is very good. This cabinet's empty. It's probably available for other members' use if you want to come and bring stuff to the shed. So they're all jobs. There's a sheet of tin there, and the shears are out because I've been chopping up bits of tin for the electrolysis machine. It's another job. I had a tin of Plastibond filler. I've got no idea at all where it is. It's a mystery. It should be in this drawer, right? With all my other chemical-y things and everything, right? Silicon, Loctite primer and stuff, wood glue, super glue, Loctite, bottle of steam oil, car polish, grease, solder, cherry case compound, hard casing compound, lanolin grease, all that stuff, PJ, pipe joint and compound. But it's not in there, so I don't know where it went. Mystery. No polka dots. We will work on that, all right? Promise. I'll do something with it. Got this out because it's been stored away for too long and I really miss having it. And I run it up slowly because I didn't know how much moisture or anything was in it. Emu oil is probably in there, James. It's probably in the medicine cabinet. This is my Hotshot 360 oven. Love it to bits. Hasn't had any love at all in 12 months. 2 years, 3 years maybe. But it's set up and I've run it up to heat and back slowly, so it's all dried out, should be all ready to go. Do some actual jobs with that. So that's done. Hey Raymond, thanks for the point out on the comment on the other video, Raymond. Appreciate that. I missed that completely. That's where we were looking for the number and didn't even see it right in front of our eyes. So, that's all happening. What else? Don't know what else really. I don't know if there is much else. It's been a full-on day. I don't know if this is going to be a long live stream. We've covered a lot of stuff that I wasn't... Still waiting to find a circuit board for this saw. It's a circuit board problem. I'm probably... I don't know, I better give him a ring about it. It's $100 from the supplier, and I don't know, just got to have $100 and ring them up and find it. See if they've got one in stock. The website says they've got low stock, or they're out of stock, or it's on back order. So we'll get that fixed. This is a handy bit of gear. I've got to cut up some more tin for the electrolysis machine before I put that cylinder back in. If we have a look over here, this would go straight in the rubbish, but this is what's coming out of it really. And there's about 4 or 5 pieces like this. Mark said to it, what else did you do? Ah, yeah, we jacked it up, got all the wheels moving, got the steering working. So it's more free, took the canopy off it basically. There's only one bolt left, I think. And take all the bolts out. And the canopy can come off to crane it on, off and on. And put it back on in there. Unload it here and put it back on. So that's a job. I might be on Discord afterwards. We'll have a bit of dinner and we'll talk about that if you want a bit of an overview of what it's like and what sort of condition it's in. This got a spray. We still haven't got 3-phase power, which is a bit of a drag in a bit. But I really need to do some jobs on the milling machine. So all my machining jobs are sort of on hold because I don't have a milling machine at this point. So hence the little welding job that I'm probably going to take on. Ladder's gone back over there. All this stuff was over the other side, if you remember. I've put it here. There's a bench grinder, there's an Audi one. It's not a bad thing. For sharpening TIG tungstens, it's very good. There's that belt sander, which is crap. Yeah, that's a Howard. It's that's leaking. This bench grinder, belt sander is absolute crap. It's all right once, but it's got capacitor problems on the motor, and it's just a bit crap. Not really impressed with it. So the steady table's crap. It hasn't got enough power. It's really not the job. And that's my Hipsley's tapping machine at the back, which needs some TLC too at some point. At some point in the next few weekends, I want to pull this apart and clean it. And I want to pull this tapping machine apart and clean that too. The lathe's been done. There's 1,000 jobs here. Like seriously, there's 1,000 jobs. Rebar makes good electrodes. Chirpy, the pantograph's over there in the cupboard. You saw it. It's not really rusty or anything, but it does need some bench space. And at the moment, I don't have any. I'd like to set it up and get it going and mess with it, but I need a couple of days. At this point, that hasn't happened. My available time this week, if I've got available time this week, will be pulling the injector off the roller, cutting up this table. Yeah, you're right, Bill, it's a belt sander, it's not much. cutting up the bit of yellow tongue flooring for this table and throwing that away, cutting the tin off the top of the bench and putting a decent bench top on it. Pulling the carby off this and sending it into Dan for a rebuild. His problem offered to do that, so that's great. It really just needs a clean, I think. I think it's got something stuck in one of the jets. That's what I think. Could be a worn butterfly or something like that, but I think it's got something stuck in the jet. That's where I'm at. This is starting to come together in here. These sort of gives you some idea of the layout of the bathroom. We'll put a wall through here with a hand basin in this side and a bathroom there and a shower in there. Toilet's going to be under the stairs there and a washing machine in here. The under the stairs toilet thing is a bit average, but anyway, people will get used to it. There are some tool members, they'll have to put up with it. Apart from that, books are all put away as much as they're going to be. There's no light up in here, but there is LED light there to go up in here at some point. We're on to that. That's awesome, Shirt. You're probably making more practice on everything, more progress on everything than I am. Now, we use these over here beside the jackhammer. I'll sit down here. I'm old, everyone. Got these two little wallaby jacks. I guess they're wallaby jacks. They're German, I think, or Austrian. I don't know what that initial is on that. They've been used today, but it's a Genoa or a Jehore. That could be H, G-E-H-O-R-E. Jack. I can't find much information about them. But there's some bits missing. This one's sort of complete, but it's not working properly. And it's a bit stuck. It needs freeing up. This one's missing one ratchet off here. It'd be very nice to get bits for them because I don't think they're that old. They're 1970s probably. They're 7-tonners and they're quite good. Yeah, you're right, Chirp. They're very good jacks, I think. They're quite good jacks. And they certainly still do a job of work. I mean, we had one side of the roller lifted up with one today. They had any problems at all, which has probably overloaded it. But if anyone knows anything about this, that could be a H, and that may be why I can't find anything. I thought it was I think it is a G-H-O-R-E. Johor. Abazug. Guarantee. Heavy lifting, I think Johor. Heavy lifting equipment, maybe. That's what that says. I don't know. I'll guarantee the heavy lifting or something. Johor. Don't know. But if anyone knows anything about them, I'd really like to know. Because I'd like to get them both up and running and restored. Because they're a pretty useful bit of kit. As far as high lift jacks go, they're great. They're much better than wallaby jacks, but this one's missing bits. Could be Indian too. Ask Stefan. I might do that. I think they're German, but they're pretty good. They're 7-ton rated. I know the two of them will lift the front of the roller very comfortably. And put one of them under the side plate on the roller to lift it off the ground. Anyway, so that's what's happening. No progress on the box to go under the launch. At some point we will. I've been drawing some stuff up, but I haven't really got much further with that. There's some interesting physics and geometry to go in there. Anyway, as important as you guys are, I've missed a couple of phone calls, so I'm probably not going to hang on much longer than this. We've been 45 minutes. But thanks heaps for tuning in today, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. There's 1,000 jobs to do. And there's not enough time to do them. And I'm pretty well stuffed because it's stinking hot. Like it's 36 or 40 here today. And I've been out with earth moving tools and grinders and stuff in the sun trying to get an engine moving. And I've spent the last couple of days at work doing very similar work. So that's how we're at. Anyway, cheers, Bill. More progress as we go on the belt grinder and the TIG welding. I think I'm getting up to the point that I'm probably going to be reasonably good at that fairly soon. It was a bit like riding a bike. I sort of picked it up. I know what's wrong. I know how to fix it. It's just a matter of getting in there and actually doing some welding. When it's not quite so hot, it might be the weekend job again. Anyway, no idea where my plastibond filler is, etc., etc., etc. And that can probably wait for a week or so anyway until I get up to the foundry. But take care. Thanks everyone in America for getting up early or staying up late or whatever you did. And I'll be around sometime soon. Hopefully things get back to normal and I'm not feeling it's totally exhausted again by the end of the day. So tonight I am. So anyway, I'm out. Be kind to each other and really appreciate you tuning in. I might be on Discord live chat for a bit if anyone's up. Catch ya.